communications, terrain, weather, deception, and the adversary actively trying to disrupt our systems. So what are the biggest challenges to deploying autonomy in genuinely contested environments characterized by EW, GNS denial, degraded communications, and at what point the commander or the warfighter like you becomes comfortable enough to actually trust such a system operationally?
Okay, so before getting on to answering your question per se, there are two statements that I want to make because this event is about manufacturing. Now in defense manufacturing, one thing that we must understand is not about expanding manufacturing capacity. It is about moving and focusing and shifting to integrated ecosystem, bringing together the design, the engineering, the semiconductor, the AI, and all those aspects of manufacturing where we are boosting the capabilities of the product to move from the concept to the market with greater speed and more resilience. Also, the defense manufacturing, when we talk about it, it's not only about scale. It is also about the ambitions of the industry, large and small, where they want to build the products across the sectors, right, for India and for global market. Now coming on to your question per se and answering to that. The challenge for today in Indian defense manufacturing is not about building drones and robots. That's not a challenge. The real challenge is mastering the critical technologies that lie underneath. That is the biggest challenge. Trusted AI, GNSS denied navigation, intelligent systems that can understand the battlefield, secure communication. Because today, when we are talking about EWM, ECM and ECCM, all these countermeasures and all are going to be there. The learning phase almost began when the Russia-Ukraine war started and very recently the conflict started in the West Asia and last year when we went through Operation. A lot of learning lessons have been learned by the Indian Army. The navigation and decision making, right, earlier or maybe even today to some extent has been humans in the loop. They are making the decisions. But that's not the way forward. The way forward is to have a reliable navigation system and a redundancy created in those navigation systems in terms of inertial navigation. It could be the terrain matching, it could be the visual navigation kind of stuff that can come in, sensor fusion because, like what you said, the battlefield is going to be very heavily contested, the space is going to be very heavily contested. This third point, which is very important. Our reliance on the imported components and aggregates is far too much. I think the previous panel also, even here we are talking about, see the advanced sensors when we are talking about, right? The EO/IR stuff which is there, the navigation system, the propulsion system, all of these have to be indigenously designed, developed, manufactured, and the IP must rest within the country. Okay, only then will you be able to circumvent and counter all of these issues or talks.
Thank you. Which semiconductor capabilities should India actually regard as strategic priorities that we absolutely need to develop, domestically, in order to enable such kind of systems to be produced domestically?